So long run perfect competition. I'm going to see what the difference is. Now, first of all, it says draw a diagram there. Usually if we were in class, I'd get your mini whiteboards out and I'd check your diagram. But let's just do a quick review of last lesson. Basically, in the short run, a perfectly competitive firm can be at one of 5 different positions. It can be at point 1, where it's making abnormal profit because the price here at where it's operating, so MR price is also equal to AR, which is equal to MR. So MR equal to MC here, the price is above the average total cost. So that gap there would be the profit per unit. It could be operating at point 2, where the price is equal to the average total cost, and therefore it will be making normal profit. So the profit is equal to 0. It could be operating at point 3, where the price is below the average total cost, but it is above the average variable cost. Therefore, it's making a negative economic profit or a loss, but that loss is less if it continues to operate than it would be if it shut down. Because if it shut down, the loss would be the fixed cost. And at the moment, they're covering their average variable cost and they're contributing towards their fixed cost. Therefore, the loss is lower. Point 4 is where the price is equal to the average variable cost. Therefore, they are making negative economic profit or a loss, and the loss is equal to the fixed cost. Therefore, if they continue operating, their loss is equal to their fixed cost. If they shut down, their loss is equal to their fixed cost. So whichever they do, the loss will be the same. So therefore, it's up to them whether they shut down or continue operating. At point 5, the price is below the average variable cost, and therefore they would shut down. Because if they continue to operate, they lose their fixed cost, but they also lose this gap here because they're getting less than their average variable cost. So their loss would be less if they shut down compared to continuing to operate. Okay, so that's just a recap of those key points. So that's the short run. What about in the long run? Now remember, one of the key characteristics that we talked about is the long run, that all factors are variable. We know that in perfect competition, any firm may enter or leave the market with no costs, and that factors of production are completely mobile and therefore will move between different businesses or different industries easily. All this means that in perfect competition, firms in the long run can only earn normal profit. It is not possible to make abnormal profit or a loss in the long run. You would only make normal profit. And so this is the long run situation for a firm in perfect competition. As always, the industry, the market sets the price. So where demand equals to supply, you get the equilibrium price, and that gives us the demand curve, the MR curve, and the AR curve for the individual firm. The firm will operate where MR is equal to MC, which gives us QF. At that point, the price is also equal to average total cost, whether it be short run, long run. That's just the point in the diagram. Remember, the long run average total cost curve is made up of lots and lots and lots of different little short run average total cost curve, so that at that moment in time, your average total cost is equal to your AR, your average revenue, and therefore the firm is making normal profit. Okay, so why does a firm in the long run only make normal profit? What is preventing it from earning abnormal profit? Well, if we go back to our starter diagram, let's imagine we have a situation where a firm is operating at point 1. The price is higher than its average total cost. It is making abnormal profit. Okay. What is that going to mean in the market? Well, there is perfect information. So everyone else in the market knows that firms are making abnormal profit. They also know that it is free to enter the market. There are no barriers to entry. There is free information, so they are able to operate at the same level, the same costs, and charge the same price. So there is an incentive for other firms to enter that market and earn abnormal profit. If other firms enter the market, we know the supply curve is going to shift outwards. If the supply curve shifts outwards, that is going to result in a lower price. Therefore, yes, wait a second. So what I was saying is, as more firms enter the market, the price then falls. So we were here at P1. The price is now going to fall to P2. The firms have to take the price because they have no power over the market. Therefore, they are now operating at the point of normal profit. Now, the reverse would happen if they were making a loss. If they were operating at 0.3 in the short run, they're making a loss, but they're still continuing to operate. If that happened as you're moving to the long run, then firms are going to leave the market because there are no costs associated with leaving the market. If firms leave the market, then the supply curve is going to shift inwards, which will push the price, the market price up until we get to the point where we are making normal profit. So whether we were in abnormal profit before or a loss before, firms entering and leaving the market are going to cause a shift in the supply curve, which changes the market price and moves us to a point where firms are now making normal profit. So we can see that in these two diagrams here. This is where we move from abnormal profit to normal profit. So we were here, price P1, operating at point A, therefore Q1 output, having that amount of profit. Okay, the gap between here and our average total cost. That encourages more firms into the market, supply curve shifts outwards, leads to P2. Now, our average revenue is equal to our average total cost, therefore normal profit. If we were here, if we were operating at P1, here we have been making a loss. Okay, we'd operate where our MC was equal to our MR here, and the gap between the ATC, so the gap between A and B, is the loss per unit multiplied by Q1, it's the total loss. That means some firms are going to leave the market, so we are going to move to P2. Sorry, these are around the wrong way here. Okay, so we move up to P2 and we now operate here where our marginal revenue is equal to our average revenue, is equal to our average total cost, which gives us normal profit. Okay, so you are going to have to be able to draw those diagrams and explain the process of moving from abnormal profit or loss to one of normal profit. All right, what is the break-even price? Well, we know the break-even price is when they make normal profit. So when your average revenue is equal to your average total cost, that is the break-even price. So all firms in perfect competition in the long run are operating at the break-even price. When would the firm shut down in the long run? Well, in the long run, if it was making a loss, then it's going to shut down because all costs are variable. Therefore, it's not a matter of should we shut down, should we carry on. If you're making a loss in the long run, you shut down. Okay. Now, what we can say about this long run position is that once firms are in that long run equilibrium, they will remain there until something from outside the system causes a disturbance. Now, that is either going to be changes in demand, because obviously changes in demand are again going to change the market price, or changes in technology or resource prices, because that's going to impact supply and therefore cost curves. Okay, now that's going to create short run changes until the market moves back to a long run equilibrium. So just a quick recap there. The short run shutdown price is the minimum of the AVC. Below that, the firm will shut down. The long run shutdown price is the minimum of the ATC. The firm shuts down and leaves the industry if the price is below that. If you want to remember how to calculate short run shutdown and break-even prices, shutdown price is where P is equal to AVC. Therefore, if you have cost data, you must calculate the lowest value of the AVC, and this is the firm's shutdown price. So if you were in a paper 3 type question and it asked you to say what is the shutdown price, you need to calculate the lowest value of the AVC. Remember, in the short run, the AVC is like a U. It will go down and then curve up because of the law of diminishing returns. To calculate the break-even price, you find the lowest ATC value. Okay, that is the break-even price. So there's a task below which gives you some data and asks you to look at what it is the firm's shutdown and break-even prices. Okay, and then obviously calculating economic profit or loss. We've already said this, we've already gone through this, and there are some tasks based on that, some calculations and some diagrams. And obviously you now have the cognitive notes as well. Right, I'm just going to finish the recording now.